fought for you with the same vigor. While you have endured tear gas, prison cells, and endless sacrifice, some among us still have doubted you. Like in the thief on the cross who mocked Christ, they question your struggle, dismiss your suffering as diversion or game with the oppressor. But know this, Dr. Besigye, there are those of us who stand as grateful thief on the other side, recognizing your sacrifice for what it truly is, a shameless quest to liberate this nation. We remember the 28th of April 2011 when you were arrested during walk-to-work protest. They pepper sprayed you, dragged you from your car, and sought to stifle the voices of the many Ugandans crying out against the rising cost of living. But even as the tour was fresh, they ignited a fire across the streets of Kampala, where riots broke out in anger. In the face of brutal violence, at least 2 lives were lost, but they could not extinguish the flame of protest. And let not forget the 360 arrests that followed. The names of those who fought for are etched into history, alongside the powerful message that no oppression, however deep, will keep the people silent. We have not forgotten October 1st, 2012, when the police, with heavy deployment outside your home, tried to prevent you from holding a rally at Chiseka Market. You escaped. Your escape was a testament to your resilience, but the fact that they eventually caught your mind, you reminds us of the length they will have to go to stop you. But Colonel, no matter how many times they lock you up, no matter how many rallies they block, your spirit remains unbroken. It is not their jail or their forces that can defeat you. In the truth you carry within you that will forever be invisible, in 2016, when the elections were stolen, right before your eyes, you did what any true leader would do. You refused to be silent. When the votes were falsified, the intimidation was clear, the rigging was blatant, you stood tall. You saw yourself in as president, refusing to accept the theft of your victory. They locked you up. But what they didn't understand, that by doing so, they only made your message louder. You founded the people's government, and in doing so reminded us all that the power lies with the people, not with those who seek to keep it in the hands of a few. And now, as your life faces uncertainty in the kangaroo court, remember that it is not just your freedom they seek to destroy, but the hope you represent. When Winnie Byanyima announced your abduction in November 2024, the world heard it loud and clear. You were taken from Kenya, brought back to Uganda, to stand trial to crimes they invented because they could not silence your voice. But even as you stand before the Amite court, you are not alone. The entire nation stands with you. As I show you appear with a frail face before the course of the oppressor, I could hear you without waiting to see your lips open. Your face speaks volume, not just to us, but to the world. The line on your face and the weight in your expression as a profound testament of lifetime of sacrifice, resilience, and courage in line in the face of the oppression. That frail, tired, seemingly broken appearance is not a sign of defeat. but the face of a warrior who has borne the weight of an entire nation's aspirations of justice and freedom. Your wary eyes reflect the battles fought, the injustices endured, the pain of witnessing a dream of a liberated Uganda defied by forces of tyranny. Yet within them there remains an amber of hope, a steadfast refusal to bow or surrender. This face is not a sign of weakness, but a fortitude, carrying scars that symbolize the struggle of millions who stand behind you. It reminds us that even when weighed down by oppression, the human spirit can rise above, refusing to be silenced or subdued. This face is not merely yours, it is ours, a mirror of our shared pain, our relentless hope for a better tomorrow. You are a living testament that one man's fight can inspire a continent to dream, to resist it, and to rise. We will not forget, Colonel. Your name will forever be associated with the courage to speak truth to power, the courage to stand up when others called, and the courage to fight for a better Uganda. No matter the cost, no matter how many times they arrest you, no matter how many trials they put you through, we know this, they will never break you. Dr. Besigye, you may be like a farmer who has planted and tirelessly watered a fruit tree. You've nurtured it with sacrifice, resilience, and unyielding love for this nation. While life may deny you the privilege of enjoying these fruits, rest assured that the tree will bear fruits, and those who come after you will reap its sweetness. Even as the oppressor scoffs, thinking we are weak and cowardly, let them not be deceived. Our strength lies in the seeds of hope you've shown. One day we will rise, will reclaim this country, and mold it into a nation of your dreams, a Uganda where justice prevails, freedom reigns supreme. Your efforts will never be in vain, for the tree you've planted will stand tall for generations to come. Stay strong, Colonel. The road is long, but victory is certain. One day, Uganda will remember not the cowards who oppressed you, but the hero who stood tall against them. With unwavering solidarity, Ejiku Justin. Thank you. Good morning. How are you, friends, wherever you are, especially those who we are together in the cause to liberate our country. I would have loved to use in the struggle to liberate our country, but that is a word that has been vulgarized, it becomes hard for me to use it. Today, what brings me today is to put up a message. This message was written by a Ugandan called Justin Ejiku. In a very long letter, he wrote to retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye, our patriarch, who is incarcerated along with Hajo Bedi Kamlegeya in Luzira. I'll read verbatim because it has been long. It's a long letter, and many of you do not want to read, but would want to have a visual and listen to it. I know this is a very emotional letter. Word by word, you feel someone describing this struggle, where we came from, where we are, and focusing on where we want to be. It reads, a letter to Dr. Kizza Besigye, the conscience of our nation. Ejiku Justin, January 24th, 2025. Dear Dr. Kizza Besigye, life may never present me with the opportunity to stand before you, shake your hand, and tell you what an inspiration you are, a moment I would dearly treasure. Yet, I find solace in the belief that your eyes, though they have endured gallons of tear gas in the relentless battle for Uganda's freedom, can still read my letter. They may have thrown you into the cold confines of Luzira, but they cannot dim the blazing fire of hope you've ignited across this country. In a cell, they see you as contained, but to us, you are a living testament that no evil, no wall, no gate, no chain can ever confine you in the spirit of justice. You are not just a man, you are an idea, a symbol of unyielding courage that puts fear in the hearts of those who mask oppression as liberation. How do you expect to silence the roar of a lion whose voice echoes in every corner of Uganda, challenging tyranny and inspiring generations to dream of freedom? You are an ordinary man, Dr. Kizza Besigye. You are a revolutionary, a patriot who traded comfort for a doctor's coat, for the uncertainty of the battlefield, not to destroy, but to heal a nation wounded by tyranny. You stood side by side with the very man who now calls an enemy. Back then, you carried his hope in the hands as his physician, never imagining that one day you would have to carry the torch of resistance against him. What irony, what tragedy. For decades, you have borne the scars of Uganda's struggle on your back, rigged elections, trumped up charges, tear gas, beatings, exile, imprisonment. What haven't they thrown at you? But when every ball they deliver, you rise stronger, leaving them terrified of what you represent: courage, resilience, and the audacity to tell the emperor he has no clothes. You, Dr. Besigye, are the mirror in which their greed and corruption are reflected, and that's why they fear you. Doctor, we have not forgotten. We have not forgotten how the oppressor has taken away your friends, isolated you, and most recently brought out those entrusted with managing the party you so dearly loved and cherished, the FDC. We show the betrayal, the greed, and the shamelessness of those who sold the party's soul for a handful of millions. Yet you have refused to forgive them, and rightly so. History will not remember them kindly. It will etch their names as thieves, betrayers, conmen, and women who abandoned the nation's hope for personal gains. But you, Dr. Besigye, will stand apart, enshrined in the history as a true patriot, a fearless hero who chose integrity over compromise, inspired a people to believe in the power of resistance and justice. Dr. Besigye, your resistance embarrassed the regime. They built highways nowhere, erected monuments to their own ego, and parade their stolen wealth, yet they cannot match the legacy you built through sacrifice. They sit in the thrones of corruption, while you stand tall in the hearts of the oppressed. They spend billions on repression, yet your courage costs them their peace of mind. Who stray in prison? Those behind bars, or those living in fear of the truth you speak? As you sit in Luzira, know this: we see you, we honor you, we stand with you. They may take your freedom, but they cannot take the movement you've built, the fire you've sparked, or the hope you've given us. You are a conscience of this nation, and no prison wall can contain that. The opposition you fought so tirelessly to build has